Pastor Tony, Senior Pastor of Refuge Community Church. It's the place that people of God call home, because there's no place like home. I'm here with two special guests, Amber and her daughter Ciarra. And I just felt led today that I just want them to just share just a small segment of something that they experienced. And let's just get right to it. Just tell me exactly kind of what you experienced and
Sure. Basically, about 2 years ago, I was kind of going about my life, and I started to not feel well. And my daughter and I used to spend so much time together. We were always in the car, and we were singing, and we were the best friends, and we were connected at the hip. And I started not feeling well, so I started seeing her less and less, and the quality of life was just going downhill. And I was sick, and I didn't realize how sick I was. I was actually working for LA Fitness, and they training people, and they sent me home. They said, "You can't work here anymore. You're not healthy. You're going to have to go home and find another job or find something that's better for you." So I went home, and I had no clue that I was dying. And basically, I went out one more time with my friends on a Sunday, and because I needed to get out and be around people, and because I was battling depression at that point, kind of gave up. I thought, man, tomorrow might be my last day. And I was found in my room like 3 days later. Basically, I was going into septic shock, so all my organs at home had already started changing. And my family that I was staying with, they actually took me to the emergency room. So I thought I had a case of food poisoning or something silly like that. And it was like kind of funny. So I'm at the hospital, and I'm trying to be strong, but I'm like running crazy fever. But I'm like delirious, so things are changing. My mind's not right. And they said, "We're not quite sure what's going on." And so they said, "I'm going to keep you a little longer." So my person who brought me there, I said, "Go ahead and go home. Come back and get me, Papa Park, everything's going to be okay." But I knew something wasn't right. And so doctors ran more tests, and what they did is when they took me back to run tests, my insides actually ruptured. So my abscess, I had an abscess, I knew something in my abdomen was going wrong. It actually exploded my fallopian tube, and so I had internal bleeding. But with septic shock, what happens is the poisons actually start traveling to your major organs, and so they have to get in there as fast as they can. And so as they go in there and try to do that, it was affecting my heart, my liver, my lungs, and everything. So they kind of removed several organs and tried to get rid of the toxins, and they couldn't. But what was the strange thing is I was there alone. So all they could do, they put me on a breathing machine, so I was in a coma. But no one knew I was there. And so basically the next day, my housemate's family came back. They never heard from me. And they wouldn't let anybody talk to me or get to me or whatever. And he kind of was just like, "That's my daughter. I don't know what to do." And he's Korean, so it's kind of funny because he didn't. He's like, he kind of adopted me, and he's like, "Well, her daughter," because that's everybody kept thinking we had to get a hold of her daughter. And so basically they went, he went home, and no one had my daughter's phone number, so they found her through Facebook. And my daughter means the world to me, and she was, basically at a football game. But what happened is I was in the coma, and then they came to me, and everything kind of stopped. And once I came to, I had amnesia, so I didn't know why I was there or anything like that. And so it drastically affected everything. I couldn't remember my kids. I didn't know I had family. I didn't know anyone was there. I was there for a long period of time. And so what happened is eventually I got better and I came home, but things drastically were still very dangerous. I went back in for more surgery. My life drastically changed. I was bedridden. I couldn't feed myself. Family had to take care of me. So my life has drastically changed. I'm still legally disabled. But my thing is in all of that happening, I was isolated. Because I was stuck at home. All I had, was Facebook to reach out to. But what happened is it grew me spiritually. All I have is God and I. God and I were like this.
Wow.
All I had was my Bible and prayer and prayer and prayer. And people reached out to me. Thousands of people literally reached out to me, constantly praying with me and giving me hope. Because I was hopeless. I didn't know. Every day the doctors kept saying, I would go in and they're like, "We don't know why you're not better. We don't know why you're not better." And I couldn't drive myself. I couldn't do anything. And what happened happened is I know now is that my life from that day forward will never be the same, because I know I can go and live a normal life and I will die. I'm guaranteed death. I'm not guaranteed tomorrow. So every day now I live like it's my last. Every person I meet and I've done certain things in my life and that I was proud of or whatever, but now I have the opportunity to give people hope and know, now I've been diagnosed with lupus, and so that on top of it, and I struggle every day, but I want people to know that don't give up on yourself, that, even if it feels like no one's there, you have God. You can turn to God, give Him everything, because, you can be here today and gone tomorrow, and...
Wow, that's beautiful. That's actually how we met. Is I know that you had reached out for prayer, and I immediately thought of scripture. Ciarra, go have I number, such as I have, give I thee. So I know that I know prayer words. I know that we could pray for you. I know that we could do that. But Ciarra, I wanted you to speak today too, because of your mom shared this situation and brought all of us into this. At the same time, as her daughter, you can give a unique perspective on this, because through the eyes of a child, you can explain exactly what it felt like for your mom to be going through the same situation.
So basically what happened was I was at a football game with my best friend, and we're having the time of our lives, and we're just, oh, we just won, we're going home, we're going to state, and having a blast. We're like, this is a good day. And then I get in the truck, and I look down at my phone, and I have a Facebook message from my mom's roommate, and I was like, well, this is weird. I don't ever talk to him. And the music's blaring, and my dad and my sister is screaming, talking loud, and I read it, and it's like, your mom's in a coma, and I need you to come to the hospital. No one's talking to her, and I just, everything went silent. I could not hear sound. I broke down. It was just, the whole world stopped, and I felt so alone, even no matter how many people were there.
Because we're best friends.
And I immediately rushed to the hospital, and just coming in and seeing her with all the tubes and everything, and her not breathing on her own, and they're like, we're going to have you come in tomorrow because I'm next of kin, you have to sign papers for if something happens, because we don't know if she's going to make it. You might have to decide to pull the plug. And it made me think, how could God let this happen to me? How could He take someone away from me? That means your mom. Yeah, and it was just, I was just praying and praying and praying, and I felt like my prayers weren't being answered. And then I was like, please, God, please show me a sign. Please, please let my mom be okay. And then I get a call the next day, and I'm thinking they just want me to come sign papers. And they're like, well, your mom just woke up from her coma. She ripped the tube out of her throat.
Thank you, Lord.
And I was like, there is a God. And it just made me realize, no matter how bad things seem, that He's there. He's gonna take you through the worst of times, but He'll bring you through to the best.
That's good.
And it just also made me think that if you love someone, let them know. No matter how mad you are at them, no matter anything, because you never know when your last second is with them. And just...
Now, every day, literally every day, we tell everybody, you're not guaranteed tomorrow, because we've experienced something that drastic where it was like, we're fine, everything's great, and literally, like, the next day you don't know that you're not going to be able to say I love you. You're not going to hug or kiss or whatever. Because it was like, and then as my memory started coming back, all I had was these photos and videos, and I'm like, oh, that's me. And I'm like, wow, I'm a fun mom, whatever. But it's so funny because I always think, I'm like, I take a lot of pictures now, and it probably aggravates a lot of people, but I start laughing because when I'm gone, the only thing that I have left behind is what did I teach my children? What impact did I have on my friends and my family? And the first go around, I screwed it up. So, now it's like whenever I walk away, I want people to know that they can turn to God, that I can be a witness, and that I can set an example, that I got a second chance. And one bucket list thing that I said,